Question for Coach?
What did you see about the start of the game, falling in that 19-point hole? Was there anything different about
Yeah, I mean, start, we were even, and then they went on, I think it was a 16-3 run. We scored the last 6 of the first half to get it back under 10, and then just came out really flat in the second half and, talked about going out throwing the first punch from the very first possession. And we allowed them to do that, and they scored 9 in a row, start the second half, and then all of a sudden we get the urgency that we needed out of the gate. And, you just can't do that in this league. You can't get down, whatever it was, 18 or 20, and all of a sudden decide to flip the switch. It's, we're not good enough for that. And this league is too good for that, to do it to anybody. And we did a lot of really good things in that run, but it wasn't a long enough stretches. And I know we've talked a lot about that this year. And our pace finally got to where it needed to be. Our urgency defensively, we got deflections, we were at the level, and that led to good, efficient offense. And when we're taking the ball out of the net, we're just not a very good team right now. We don't have enough weapons, to knock down shots out there for a long enough stretch. And when we get stops and we allow our defense to turn into offense, we're a pretty good team. But, that urgency's got to be there from the jump. I mean, there's too much at stake right now. And, I thought our practice yesterday was unbelievable, but who cares? You got to carry that over to the game. And, for us, we get 2 more opportunities to put the uniform on, guaranteed. After that, there's nothing for certain at this point. So, we got to bounce back tomorrow. We can't let this one affect what's going to happen Tuesday night in a quick turnaround. But we need to have 2 great days here heading into the rematch against Ohio State on their home floor. And throw everything we got at them. We're running out of chances. We're running out of bullets. So, big couple days ahead.
What are the emotions for you, for the guys in the locker room?
Yeah, I'm sick. I'm absolutely sick, and on just how that whole thing played out. Give Minnesota credit. Ben's done a great job with that team. That's their 5th road win, and those guys are fighting. They're scrapping, and you could see that out of them right from the beginning. And our mentality has to be, the things that I talked about in the locker room, the keys, we got to go out and execute those. And, right now we're just not doing a good enough job at it. We're standing. I mean, the ball was hitting the big, and we just stood there. And, we had the offense, with what we worked on the last couple of days after Michigan, didn't carry over until we got some urgency in our game. And then we got the pace we needed, and we got some things happening in transition, got the ball to the right guys. We screened better. Andrew had a couple plays. I thought he was terrific in that run that we had. But again, you expend so much energy when you have to climb out of that type of deficit. And, we just didn't have enough to finish it off. Great play by Jawan there at the end. I thought we executed the play well to get Bryce downhill and, crashed everybody. Jawan got the tip in, and unfortunately couldn't get the stop on the other end.
How do you start faster?
Play harder.
I guess with their ability to get to the rim early, defensively, I guess what changed from how well you defended against Michigan, especially in the paint, to this one where it just kind of came easy for them?
I thought our hand activity was very poor. They were just skipping that thing around. We talked about not only contesting shots, but contesting every pass. I didn't think we contested passes well enough to make them loop it and buy our rotation time. And then, I talked about this yesterday on knowing the personnel, and I thought, we let their drivers drive by us. We flew by, some of the guys we wanted to shoot the ball. And, Rigsby, listen, he hasn't shot the ball well, but give the kid credit. He stepped up without any hesitation, but we let him get comfortable. And, when you hit your first couple as a shooter, that makes your life a lot easier. Than that one at the end of the game is a heck of a lot easier to make. So, it just, again, give Minnesota credit. They came ready to play, and those guys are playing for their lives right now. That's got to be us here. We got to absolutely have the urgency, from the jump and all the way through the 40 minutes if we want to have a chance to win our last 2 games.
You mentioned before the Minnesota game earlier in the week that not making these games bigger than what they need to be, but you saying you're running out of bullets and there's only 2 guaranteed games left, do you feel like you have to maybe emphasize that importance enough to get that?
Justin, we're emphasizing it. I promise you that. You say that shit as a coach, but I promise you, we're emphasizing that stuff. And it's you got to. The thing about our group that was disappointing in that game when you go out there and you get slapped around a little bit and get punched in the mouth is the body language, the head hanging, and it makes you makes you sick as a coach to see that lack of fight and urgency to get out of that thing until it's too late. And then, we had a group out there that was competing and, finding Connor on some shots, and Bryce was unbelievable. Jawan was in so much more control tonight on his drives to the rim, crashing the glass, 12 offensive rebounds, and, we started playing, and that's what it's about. You got to go out there and play with instinct. I told him before the game, fly around, man, fly around and have fun. If you're going to make a mistake, make an effort mistake, and we just didn't have enough of that again until it was too late.
Anything else for Coach? Fred, how do you describe that last sequence there with Jawan making the shot and then Riggs getting the three, and then you guys still had the ball 3 seconds left? Like, what do you remember?
Well, I got to go watch it in film. I thought that we tried to gamble on the outlet, and then they got behind us. That forced Jawan to have to help off onto the ball, and then they made the simple play to Rigsby. You got to be solid in that situation, and then go find a way to get the rebound. We come down. Sam makes the skip, and they make the shot. Andrew looked like the thing was going to bank in, and unfortunately didn't go. But it was a great play by Jawan, and then you just got to be solid in those situations.